Okay, let me go ahead and start by saying real quick, if you're someone who's looking to make sewing patterns and actually make these sewing patterns in like physical form and make actual garments with CLO as like your resource, then I'm the person for you. These are the correct videos that you want to be watching. But if you're someone who's looking to do like the 3D animations and like all the lighting and the rendering, that's not something that I'll go into. Eventually I'll go into it a little bit, but not for the most part. So I'll always just start my videos with this little pre-warning because there's a lot of things in CLO that I do not use, but I will be showing y'all everything that I do use. Today's video specifically is all about the things that CLO comes with. So as soon as you download CLO onto your computer, these are the types of tools that I use on the daily that I think you'll use too. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is what CLO looks like when it's open, and some of the main things, and I'm going to run through these because I'm going to have a lot of videos coming out talking about tools specifically, or if there's one that you want me to do, just drop a comment down below and I'll try to make a video of it. But these are my main things that I use every single day that CLO comes with. So over here in the library, you can double click your assets, which is like everything that's been downloaded to your computer as a part of CLO. I definitely use Avatar every day, which Avatar is the actual dress forms that I use. They have female, kid, male, and 3D shapes for if you wanted to make handbags or something. I use females all the time. I use males all the times. I've rarely used kids, but I have used them before. In each folder, they come with sizes, which is so cool. They have many sizes from maternity to Missy to petite to plus, which is so, again, super inclusive. They have every type of body shape you can think of. And if you think that they don't have your body shape, you can modify the measurements to make it your body shape, which is even better. I've made hundreds of patterns in this, so I feel very confident in it. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to be zooming through these, okay? The first thing that you have to do to get your avatar up and size is to click one of the avatars. So some of them won't be fully downloaded, but once you double click it, it'll download for you. But I'm going to go ahead and just double click on Fifi. Fifi. She's going to load in. And she is just a standard avatar dress form, if you will. I usually end up sizing her, so I'm going to go ahead and put her as, let's go Missy Curvy. Let's do a size 6, just for fun. So once she gets sized, she is now a size 6. If I wanted to modify her, another thing that I'm doing every day is if you go into Avatar and Avatar Editor, that's where you can change up the measurements. It's always best to, I'll change them to human body just because I'm familiar. And then you'll want to do your height first if anything's drastic on that. 65.5 is fine. And then we'll work from our top to the bottom. That way it's like a nice transition down. But it starts off relatively perfect to what a size 6 is. So you can go ahead and just change measurements as you need. Like if you have a larger chest, but you're relatively size 6 everywhere else, and we just need to add a couple inches, that's where you can do that here. So let's like go ahead and put it to what, 36? Click off and then it'll get modified. So now her chest is a little bit bigger. Love that. And then you can go ahead and close that. And then another thing that I'll play with a lot of the times is you can change the hair. A bunch of different hairstyles, nothing really that intersects the shoulders, which makes sense. And another thing is the pose. I use poses every single day. Poses are good for seeing what your garment is doing once it's on the body, also for taking good photos in a different angle that's not a drastic pose like this. So an example being, you can double click and that's perfect. Load her into a different pose. Put her in an A pose so that way you can have, like, just if you're working on a long sleeve and you want her arms down, that's just what it is. You can have her arms up. That way you can see what's happening when she's lifting her arms up. Really test your fit of the clothes that you're making. So we love that. When you're wearing clothes, they do a slow transition, but since there's nothing on here, it's not going to care. So let's go ahead and put her back into a regular pose. If you press 2 on your keyboard, it puts her right center front. Love that. Let's go back. Let's get this back into the list form. And then same thing, just a quick talk about it. There's sizes for everyone, like I said. So if you go into sizes, there's a bunch of different sizes for men, women, children. And you can modify the bodies even if you, like for whatever body shape that you have. So let's go all the way back to the assets menu. Another thing that I use all the time is gonna be blocks, which blocks are what you think they probably are, which is some basic slopers. So if you click into the women's folder, you'll see t-shirts, shirts, polos, jackets, trench coats, no pants or nothing, which is fine. Chloe also has this thing called the closet, which is an online resource for you to download things that other people have worked on or items that Chloe has made specifically with their designers. That's a whole other video that I can get into if you're interested. So say, for example, t-shirts. And say if you wanted to make pretty much anything can start from a t-shirt, to be honest. If you wanted to make any type of top, or even if it's just a t-shirt and you wanted to make different style lines for your t-shirt, it's a great place to start. So if we want to do, say, I don't know, we can pick one. Let's do a set in sleeve round neck. And we'll go ahead and click OK. And since we did set in, let's go ahead and get set in short sleeves. Sounds good. And then let's go ahead and highlight everything and move that down a little bit. Perfect. Love that. And so from here, what you can do is highlight all of it and click the auto sew button, which is going to sew everything together for you. That way you don't have to do it. It's closed, so we don't have to do that. Let's go ahead and click OK. And now all those sewing lines have been placed. So if we click the space bar, it'll simulate. And she's wearing her shirt. Another thing that I'm using all the time that Chloe comes with, let me move these a little bit closer to each other, is the auto grade feature, which sometimes can be a little funky, so you just have to keep an eye out for it. But for the most part, it works extremely well. Right over here in the 2D window at the very bottom, there's auto grading. If you click that, maintain the pattern curvature, love that. And this is just because the t-shirt comes in the size, all the blocks come in the size of that standard avatar, which is that really slim, really tall. So if you just auto grade it to the size that it comes with, it's going to do its own calculations to get that what fits more proportionately to this size that we have. And that draped horribly. But you can see here the changes that it made. So it opened up the neck, dropped the armhole, and added some width over here. We love that. Let's go ahead and put this back. So if we right click, there's many ways to do this. So just as you're learning with me, I'll probably go through a bunch of different ways at any moment, not doing all of them in one moment. I feel like repetition will just be what's the easiest as we're working together. So for instance, for this, we will right click and we will reset 3D arrangement, which is going to put it straight how it was in the beginning. Same with this, reset 3D arrangement. Honestly, I think we can highlight all of them and reset their arrangements all together, just like that. So go ahead and click the space bar, and it is now sewn together. Press 2 and she'll get back to center. So this is our new t-shirt. See, so as I'm looking at this just already, like with a pattern making thoughtful eye or thinking about fit and what's happening, like these are pretty narrow. I'd probably want to make them bigger, do some adjustments, and all of that I can do by working with my 2D patterns and keeping an eye on my 3D patterns. Okay, so now that I have my shirt, the other thing that I use all the time that Chloe comes with is when you go over here to your fabric, you can either click a fabric and modify everything, or you can just add a new fabric. Down here in your property editor, you'll see everything that's about this fabric. And since this is, if you scroll all the way to the bottom where it's the physical property, this is custom, which you can do your own custom fabrics, but what do we know about that? Nothing. So let's go with what we know. Usually I'll end up working in like depending on what I'm working on, I'll choose something that's just relatively similar to that I feel confident in. So like if we want to just use a muslin fabric, since we drape in muslin too, that's kind of just what works best for me too. So let's go ahead and just change it to a muslin. And then of course, let's change the color. You can always pick a fun color if you felt like it, or you can pick a regular color. Let's just make it like a nice muslin color, why not? Apply and close. So then what you'll do is highlight all of your pieces, and this little arrow here is assigned to the selected patterns. So now we have this. And then also just to take it that extra step of the 3D purpose, which again, I don't care for, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyways, is if you click the fabric, and to get it to have like the look of the fabric for if you're taking a photo for like Instagram or social media or your presentations or whatever you're trying to do, that will be your normal map. So if you click these little squares over here to upload a normal map, your normal map folder will pop up, and this is something that's downloaded as well into your assets. We'll go ahead and put it as a muslin, and we chose this one, so let's go ahead and click open. And then so now if you zoom in, oh, we've got muslin texture. You know what I mean? Again, so unnecessary, but it's sometimes just fun for literally social media for me. All right, so we can also trash all of these because I like to stay as organized as I can. So again, if you click 2, it puts it back to the center. T-shirt, we can make dresses, we can make skirts, we can make a swimsuit, like literally endless possibilities, especially with a lot of these tools that are in here. But again, this video is just a quick video on things that CLO actually comes with that I use on the daily. Leave a comment down below on anything that you are interested in or need more elaboration in. Even if it's all of it, I can do all of that. There's a whole lot more that CLO comes with, but again, just for me specifically when I'm pattern making, these are just the tools that I use every single day. I have more detailed videos coming out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Kind of have a whole series planned out, so please be excited about that. I'm excited about it. I am starting this series very late. I was supposed to start it back in February if y'all have seen that other video, but better late than never. I just have a lot going on. But this has been one of my goals, to really get y'all pattern making and doing what y'all need to be doing and working on what y'all want to be working on. And I already just can't wait to see the types of stuff y'all create. Don't forget, I have a Patreon that has been officially activated since October 1st. I currently have a lot of information posted up over there, both studio and pattern making. So please check that out. And that just about wraps it all up. I hope y'all enjoyed that very quick run through. If y'all have any questions about any of the things that I mentioned, please just leave them down below. I have a lot of content coming out for you guys. So even though it seems rushed and quick, I promise you there's gonna be a video for everything. I'll be getting into more costume specific things as time progresses, but for the most part, I wanna go through a bunch of beginner things for you. That way you can get to be making your own sewing patterns hopefully relatively soon. If you have anything specific that y'all like to see, please leave a comment down below and I will probably get to it. But other than that, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day or a good night or whatever time you're watching this video. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.